Yo, welcome to the first edition of Sparking Conversation. Essentially what we're going to be doing here is answering your questions. Now, I'm going to be putting out a question on the community page, whether that's something specific, like what do you guys want to ask me about Marvel or Star Wars or hot takes on DC or anything like that. The other way that you can send me questions is through my email, which I'll be putting in the description. I also put it on screen somewhere around here. So let's get right into it, and I'll answer the first set of questions that I've gotten for our Sparking Conversation. So our first set of questions comes from Colleen Glanville. She's been an awesome subscriber who's commented on a bunch of my videos and community posts. She's always supporting. Super appreciate you, Colleen. Now let me get to your questions. I'm very curious. What kind of music do you listen to? Because I would love to know. So I listen to rap. I listen to rap and R&B. My favorite artists are J. Cole, Ari Lennox, Kendrick Lamar. But I also listen to everything else, right? Anything that piques my interest. There's artists like U2. Huge U2 fan. There's also artists like Greta Van Fleet. I don't even know like where the rock scene is today. It used to be super prevalent in high school. I graduated in 2008, so you know what era I'm talking about. Green Day and other bands like that. Like, it was huge back then. I don't know where they all disappeared to. U2, Phil Collins, J. Cole, Ari Lennox, Kendrick Lamar, Jid, Drake. I'm actually checking out that new Andre 3000 flute album. It's pretty alright. I mean, I wish that, there are some lyrics involved, but hey, he's at a different space in his life, so it is what it is. To your second question, do you have any recommendations for movies and shows? Yes, I do. I have quite a few shows and quite a few movies I'd love to recommend. The first is a movie called Swan Song from 2021, which stars Mahershala Ali. It's essentially a movie about a man who's dying of a terminal illness, and he has a chance to clone himself and use that clone as a replacement for him to send to live with his family. So he goes through a bunch of moral dilemmas about whether or not he should allow this to happen, or just tell his wife that he is in fact dying. Is it selfish, or is it not? As far as TV shows, I just started watching Monarch. Godzilla and a bunch of other kaiju are all over the screen, as well as there's a good story being told about the humans that are involved. I usually don't care about the humans when it comes to kaiju movies, but because this show is starting off that basis, I'm way more willing to enjoy it, and I've been enjoying it a lot. Also, Invincible is out, season 2. I've really been enjoying that show, and on Netflix there's a show called The Blue-Eyed Samurai. I just started that today. Let me tell you, I highly recommend it. It's an anime, and if you're into anime, I think that you'll be into this show. Daniel Johnson 9225 asked me, what movie genre do you consider dead or dying right now, and why did it die? Here's my answer to that. The parody genre died. Or actually, I wouldn't even call it a genre. I call it a subgenre, right? Scary Movie 1 was great. Scary Movie 2 was great. And then you had sports movie and all kind of disaster movie. All these different types of parodies that came out trying to milk the same success that Scary Movie had. And it just didn't work out. The movies just weren't funny anymore. I can't remember the last parody I've seen in that vein. It only takes another one to come out and actually be good. So maybe we'll see one in the future. But as of right now, it's in a casket. So my good friend, the Cosmic Broadcast, asks, what is your method for overcoming adversity in the world of content creation? And then I actually asked him to clarify, because there's so many different ways that you can go with that. And he said underperforming vids, writer's block, things of that nature. So let me just tell you, the way that I overcome that is by actually talking to other creators who are in this space, talking to people like the Cosmic Broadcast. So when I'm on a ledge and I feel like I want to shut down my channel, which I've gotten to that point a couple times, I reach out to them. Another way to do it, honestly, is to go and learn more about the craft. The more knowledge I have about it, the better equipped I'll be the next time I go out. And maybe the video's still not successful. I go talk to my guys about it. Or go do the other things that you enjoy. YouTube is a hobby, just like reading comic books. It's like watching movies, just like doing anything else. Playing ping pong, which it's a weird example. I don't play ping pong, so I don't know why I said that. The point is, YouTube is not the only thing. So when YouTube starts becoming the biggest thing, and that biggest thing is stressing you out, maybe you got 10 or 15 or 20 or 30 views on a video that you worked really hard on, I think it's time for you to maybe take a break, reassess, talk to some friends, go outside, enjoy the other hobbies that you have. My friend, Movie Time Minute, DJ, the person who I love working with, the person who I love streaming with, the person who I just love hanging out with, his question: who is your favorite MovieTuber and why is it Movie Time Minute? DJ, you know I love all of my MovieTubers the same. That includes you, that includes Zack Attack Reviews, that includes Screens and Reviews. You know I love all my MovieTubers equally. Thanks so much for the question, DJ. I'll talk to you soon, man. So my guy, 80s Kids from the 90s, just asked me a question. What TV shows did you grow up with? Well, 80s Kid, thanks so much for asking that question, and let let me tell you, I grew up with a lot of shows. The first show right off the back, right off the top of the head is Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, X-Men the animated series, Batman the animated series, Yu-Gi-Oh! I used to go to Kmart with my best friend Steve in the morning, and we would go buy a pack of Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, walk back. Sometimes the cards that we pulled out would actually show up on the show that same day. It was a great feeling. Dexter's Laboratory, Powerpuff Girls, Dragon Ball Z showing up on Toonami. You had the Steve Harvey Show, you had the Parkers, you had Moesha, you had all these dope shows that would show up on a channel called UPN, which is now CW. Oh my god, almost forgot. Yes, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was a big deal back in the day. But let me tell you guys about a little show called Street Sharks. Street Sharks was a bastardized version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I admit it, but it was also jawsome. Street Sharks was great. It was about 4 teenagers that got turned into sharks, and they would dive into the street, swim through the street, and stop the evil doctor. I forget. There was always an evil doctor. I can't remember. Which reminds me also, we're going down so many different roads right now. Captain Planet. He's a hero. Takes pollution down to 0. You know what I'm saying? Captain Planet was that dude early in the morning right before school. So was Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon used to come on right after Captain Planet, or maybe it was before it. And then there was an often forgotten RoboCop cartoon TV show that used to come on right before school started. I almost forgot about Spider-Man the animated series as well. That was a show I really enjoyed and got me into my love of Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man. He's my favorite superhero. Now Miles Morales has taken over for Peter Parker as my favorite superhero. It's still Spider-Man nonetheless. You guys know that Madam Web was coming out, but if you guys want to see the best version of Madam Web, go watch the Spider-Man animated series. She was super annoying to Peter. Peter couldn't stand her because every time she showed up, it meant something terrible was about to happen. And not for nothing, Spider-Man Unlimited wasn't nearly as bad as people said it was. Beast Wars was my version of Transformers in the 90s. Optimus Prime, Cheetor, Rhinox, Rat Trap, Raptor, Megatron, so many awesome characters in Beast Wars. It was amazing. And then the often forgotten Beast Machines, which came out right after Beast Wars. It was a sequel to Beast Wars that I think was really good and a great ending to that entire series. And for our last question, we have Cheetah Will View. He asked me, is it true your favorite animals are cheetahs? No, that's not true at all. Actually, my favorite animals are giraffes, believe it or not. I love giraffes. They're big, majestic creatures. They got the long neck. Like they're pretty dope. And I love whenever I see a giraffe with the bow tie on. Have you guys seen the meme where it asks, does a giraffe wear a bow tie at the base of their neck or all the way up towards the chin? In my opinion, I think it looks better at the base of the neck. It's more elegant. You know what I'm saying? You look more gentlemanly, my giraffe friends. But also, have you guys ever seen giraffes fight? Interesting. I don't even know how much damage giraffes actually do each other when they fight like that. But anyway, thanks so much for asking me have Cheetah Will View. I appreciate the question. Giraffes over cheetahs every single time. I do love cheetahs as well. And Cheetor, like I said before, from Beast Wars. Well, alright y'all, that was the first edition of Sparking Conversation. Like I said before at the beginning of the video, the email will be in the description where you can send me your questions. And I'll also be putting questions in the community post for you guys to ask me about specific topics. Like I said, Marvel, DC, Star Wars, movies in general, and sometimes just random questions. So let me know what you guys think of this very first edition of Sparking Conversation, and I will see you guys next time.